Hello, everybody. Welcome, graduates, family, and friends, to this very special occasion here at the O2 Guildhall in Southampton. It is my role as Chancellor of the University to formally declare open this university for the conferment of awards. On behalf of the university and my colleagues here today, let me be the first to offer my congratulations to all of you on your achievements. Blah, 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 blah. Take a moment to pause and smile warmly at the audience. Okay, that was the formal stuff. I was told to say that. Let me, for a moment, please indulge me. I can't tell you the thrill when I say the word Chancellor, me, who spent her high school years in the girls' loo learning to smoke and opening an ear-piercing salon in one of the stalls. Alas, there were severe infections, but we were carving out our future. I did get into university, but also wasted it. In those days, on various occasions, well, most days, we closed the university down and choreographed riots so we could protest something, anything. The Vietnam War was already over, but we protested something just to avoid getting back to class. Learn from me. Maybe it's too late. Anyway, I did not finish university, needless to say. I went on to not get a degree in anything, but I did get into television, which was a kind of a dip down, and got a degree in narcissism. After 25 years of honing my narcissism, my last interview was with Donald Trump. I don't know if many of you saw that. No. Okay, do you know who I am? Google it. Not now. I don't know if you saw it, but my interview was with Trump, and this about 15 years ago, and he took me in his private jet, and we were about 33,000 feet, and I thought, well, the first thing out of his mouth is he told me he wanted to be the next president of the United States, so I thought he was joking. I thought, what a sense of humor. So, but he said, land the plane, I want her out of here. So we had to land the plane, and my crew and I ended up in Arkansas. Don't ever go there. It's very dangerous. And then we had to follow him from state to state. Eventually we ended up in Nebraska, where he was judging a beauty contest. And I met Melania. I was standing right next to her, and I could hear the ocean. Sorry, women, I'm sorry, but it's true. Anyway, I'm going to go on to the serious stuff now. Well, I wanted to scoop what brain cells were left, and I returned to academia a mere 12 years ago and went to Oxford to get my master's. So the lesson is, even at age 150, you can still learn. You can teach an old dog new tricks. If you're curious, you never age. Curiosity is the most important feature you need once you leave here. Sadly, many people don't use it. They have it, but it has become obsolete from non-use. Most people I meet don't ask questions, and those include some of the most brilliant people with the most notable of degrees. We are born with this feature, so when is it taken away? There should be training in schools simply to teach you how to be curious. And if you're not curious, you become, as we say in the business, bores. When you were a kid, those neurons were firing at every second. Everything was novel and exciting, and you'd say things like, I want to be a fireman or an astronaut, with absolutely no consideration of qualifications required. I personally wanted to be a mermaid. Everything is possible. You can look at a snowflake for hours. Everything was fresh back then, in full living technicolor, and you were excited out of your mind. Then you get older, and some vicious person tells you you can't be a mermaid for whatever reason. Then you get older, and your world gets tinier and tinier because you believe you don't have the options until you die in a rut. And no one seems to care that we end up growing into such a tiny part of our potential. We just think, oh, well, this is how I ended up. I say, whatever you have to do to keep that curiosity aflame, even into old age, however you have to do it. Just change habits, taste new food, I don't know, get new pets, learn the tango, parachute out of a plane. You're old, what's the worst that could happen? In order to survive, your brain fools you into making you believe that there are fixed patterns in this chaotic world and that we can actually create permanent plans. Our brains are constantly chasing after a moment that has just passed, trying to control it. It's like taking a photo of a waterfall and believing it actually stopped in time. Everything is gone before you even register it. There is now, and there is now, and then it's gone. And you realize that we are constantly in flux, and everything changes, especially us. You're always in a state of becoming, and if you realize that, you become evolved. There is no point in grabbing onto anything. People, money, clothes, anything. No point. There is no safety anywhere because everything is the unknown. And it doesn't matter how much you have to let go of. If you only end up with the gift of simply noticing things as if for the first time, if you notice their novelty in the moment, it'll outweigh how much stuff you've accumulated or what job you ended up with. Improvise your life. Grow some new neurons. That's how everything becomes fresh again, and you could even end up a mermaid. This life is not a dress rehearsal. It's the real thing. So go out there and do something with it. I'm going to finish from a quote from a blogger, activist, and fundraiser, Stephen Sutton, who as a teenager died from cancer. He said, "You have 86,400 seconds today. Don't waste a single one." So go forth, have wonderful lives, you've earned it. But be curious because it's your best commodity. So now let's continue with today's celebrations by welcoming you into the next stage of your life. Warmest congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
So good morning, everyone. I'm Marika Taylor. I'm the head of School of Mathematical Sciences, and I have the honor today to present to you an honorary graduate, Dr. Ewan Kirk. So Dr. Ewan Kirk is one of the UK's leading experts in quantitative investment management. He's particularly well known as the founder of the well-known Cantab Fund. He's a key figure in the mathematics and technology research communities. He contributes his expertise, his support, his experience, and he acts as trustee and board member. Ewan was born in Swindon in 1961. Sorry, I'm not sure whether you wanted me to say that date, Ewan. Was brought up in Glasgow, attending Greenfields High School. He obtained a BSc in Natural Philosophy and Astronomy from the University of Glasgow, and following his undergraduate degree, he studied for the infamous Part 3 of the Cambridge Mathematical Tripos, graduating with a Masters of Advanced Study in Mathematics from Queen's College. Ewan then came to Southampton, where he completed a doctorate in general relativity under the supervision of James Vickers. So Ewan was studying physics at university, and this is a period he jokes about being mostly based in a broom cupboard tucked off a corridor in the maths building. Our maths graduates over there will know that the maths building is very interesting in its structure. Ewan somehow still found the time to do other things. In particular, he founded Dalek Software, which was a computer-aided design package for Amstrad, CPC, and PCW computers. After completing his doctorate, Ewan worked as Director of Innovation for a science and technology consultancy, Scientific Generics. And then in 1992, he joined Goldman Sachs. He worked first in commodities and then in currencies. He became a partner, and he led the European Quantitative Technologies Group, overseeing a team of around 120 mathematicians, statisticians, and scientists. A really defining period in Ewan's life came in 2006 when he founded Cantab Capital Partners, a groundbreaking quantitative investment management firm in Cambridge. The work of Cantab is very much science-driven. Many of its team members have research degrees in mathematics, physics, statistics, or computer science. By 2016, Cantab had 56 employees and £4.5 billion under management. It was consistently ranked as one of the top performing funds. Cantab was acquired by GAM Investments in 2016, becoming part of GAM Systematic. In 2020, Ewan was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award for his founding role in Cantab and for his development of science-led approaches to finance. In 2007, Ewan and his wife, Dr. Patricia Turner, founded the Turner Kirk Trust. This trust provides funds to STEM, to education, to early childhood development, and to conservation causes in the UK and in the developing world. The work of the trust is very much focused around the founders' fields of expertise and interest, and Ewan leads on all of the trust's work in science, mathematics, engineering, and technology. The trust is driven by an ethos of investing in innovative, high-risk, solution-oriented projects, often looking to partner with other organizations to support evidence-based programs that have the potential of scaling up to generate transformative change in the world. Incredibly, since its foundation, the Turner Kirk Trust has awarded more than £7 million in funding. Of particular importance to my area of research, the Trust is one of the largest private funders of fundamental mathematics research in the UK. Ewan recognises that it's uniquely hard to raise money for mathematics research, and his family has contributed generously to a number of universities, including to Cambridge to establish the Cantab Capital Institute for the Mathematics of Information, but also to fund a number of programs that bring international mathematicians to the UK and benefit senior female mathematicians in particular. The impact of this interest and advocacy simply cannot be underestimated. Ewan works extensively with the National Isaac Newton Institute for Mathematical Sciences. The National Mathematics Research Institute runs research programs on mathematics and its applications. It's clear to all who meet him that maths remains an enduring part of Ewan's life, and his passion for a somewhat malign subject cannot fail to ignite interest and enthusiasm in others. A further recent appointment recognises Ewan as the Royal Society Entrepreneur in Residence at the Centre for Mathematical Sciences in Cambridge. Beyond mathematics, Ewan makes many contributions to the science and technology life of the country. He's on the board of BAE Systems, he's chair of Deep Tech Labs, which is a startup accelerator, and Ewan is always happy to share his insights and experiences from developing his own companies, mentoring others, and often providing support, which, in his own words, gives folks permissions to fail. This ethos is very apparent in the way that he's worked with our researchers and students in Southampton's unmanned aerial vehicles, UAV team. A number of generous gifts from the Turner Kirk Trust have enabled several cohorts of our engineers, including those studying through the challenging period of the pandemic, to develop exciting new designs, to push boundaries, to aim high, and to fail fast. His visits to the labs have been a highlight for colleagues, as his genuine interest and enthusiasm are consistently demonstrated in the questions he asks, in the time he takes to listen, and in the pride with which he celebrates, in his own words, being a geek at heart. Surely this is all the evidence we need to confirm that geeks are cool. Outside of his professional and philanthropic achievements, Ewan and Patricia have raised a wonderful family, continuing the tradition of high-flying mathematicians, and they've travelled the world. Ewan is a keen and adventurous cyclist, a regular contributor to blogs, to podcasts, to magazines, and a passionate advocate for education and innovation. As an institution, we're deeply proud of our association with someone whose energy, enthusiasm, generosity, and vision continues to change and improve lives across the world in so many ways. Chancellor, I have the honour to present Ewan Kirk as eminently worthy of the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
So I've been given 2 minutes as a right of reply. The first thing I'd say is, of course, I am exceptionally proud and humbled to be given this honour, and I'd like to thank the university, the Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, Marika, and everyone else in the university for allowing me to do this. One thing I would like to do, or 2 points I'd like to make. When Marika gave her fantastic speech, of course, it all sounds like a linear journey from doing a PhD to success, by however you may measure that. And actually, that's not how it works. In fact, and specifically as a mathematician, you fail all the time. And there's never in the history any stories of failure. You know, I always say that I spent 12 months trying to solve one differential equation. Just failing and failing and failing and failing. And one of the things that mathematics allows you to be is to be resilient to failure, because if you're doing research in mathematics, you're going to fail a lot of times. And that will teach you more about your subject and what it is you do. And in life, indeed, you will end up failing probably a lot more than you succeed, but you need to be resilient to that and learn from it. And the second thing I'd like to just focus on is the role of luck in what happens to people. I myself was lucky to be in the right place at the right time. Just as I was doing my PhD, personal computers were coming along. I was very lucky that the mathematics department managed to scam some money from the research bodies and get a computer installed in the maths department. And I was lucky in the sense of being at the right place at the right time when it turned out that mathematics was actually quite useful to this thing called finance. I mean, who knew? Prior to maybe the early 90s, nobody knew that that was going to be important. So all of these things are lucky. Now, I realize that for the graduates today, to some extent, you've suffered a little bit of, well, in some cases, a large bit of bad luck. You've come through a period where we had a global pandemic. But you are lucky in the sense that you are in the right place at the right time. Mathematics it's the new rock and roll. Everybody wants to do mathematics. It's fundamental to what we have at the moment, the technology, our lives, everything from, I don't know, the queuing algorithms in the internet that mean that your packets from Twitter get to you as fast as they possibly can, to the quaternion-based algebra that makes films like Toy Story work. Okay? It's fundamental to all of that. And where you are right now, with the rise of potentially AI, quantum computing, you too are in the right place at the right time. So embrace that and go and be lucky. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's always a pleasure to be able to be at this ceremony and celebrate the achievements of our students, so I'm really glad we're back here. Chancellor, I submit to you the candidates from Social Sciences for the awards of Bachelor of Science, Master of Mathematics, Master of Science, and Doctor of Philosophy.
I accept them and those in absentia to their awards.
Thank you. I realized I forgot to say my name. It always happens. These guys are more important than me. So, I'm David Gammack. I'm the Deputy Head for Education in Maths. So, parents, I'm probably the one that you've heard sends far too many emails to your students. The names of candidates from the School of Mathematical Sciences are shown in the programme, and I ask that you admit them to their awards. Chancellor, I present to you the following Bachelor of Sciences. Joseph Anastasi. Alex Calver. Agni Charalambidu. Abby Hester. Shangyu Lang. It's good to see you. Elika Jane Louise McGregor. Scott Munson. Jada Lee Kwanzaa. Emily Lucy Thompson. Catherine Victoria Vuccia. Anna Victoria Lee Willis. Changyu Zhang. Jasdeep Sandhu. George Robert William Young. Lewis Robert Hall. Charamboulos Andreo. Angela De Silva. Matthew Dinkowski. Philippa Rose Dodwell. Thomas Dominic Donnellan. Joseph East. Andreas Firi. Evgenia Georgiadou. Sarah Gormley. James Allen Hare. Joseph Harrison. Billy Kalen Lee Hedges. Brandon Ross Hiddleston. Robert Ivy. Pavan Singh Johar. Samuel Jones. Simon Lansley. William Somnang Lee Kimson. Sharma Mahmood. Annabelle O'Neill. Elliot Peterson. Etha Mercy Pirate. Durka Rajasikaram. Abby Charlotte Randall. Sam Hilton Jones. Max David Roylance. Joe Shanley. William Sharrock. Rachel Shaw. Aaron Shrestha. Aranan Sivakumar. Healy Su. Alexander Duncan Thomas. Archie Warner. Shannon Ella Wright. Kareem Arachi. Jordan Jessica Caitlin Cargo. Hannah Elizabeth Clark. Jonathan David Robert Duggan. Iman Kokar. Cameron James Littleboy. Marco Montiero. Abigail Morrissey. Liam Michael Sardinha. Abby Smith. Abigail Telentar. Ashvin Thirunathan. Manavkumar Umrethwala. Jaconia Hogan. Bartholomew Frith. Karen Gray. Max Ovnik. Toby Hernandez. Jessica King. Marinos Neophytou. Giancomo Sala. Lucy Sharrock. Benjamin Davis. Rafael Perez. Andreas Neocleos. Zach Matthew Alfred Terry. Abigail Elizabeth Jemima Lilly. Zoe Elizabeth Guy. Chancellor, I present to you the following Bachelors of Science. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Too excited. Bethan Elizabeth Airy. Ariadne Alkiviadi. Adelia Janwi Bernard Patel. Andrew Jack Roy Brooks. Emma Caratolo. Diksha Patel. Carlton Austin Smith-Joseph. Hazel Tang. Chancellor, I present to you the following Masters of Mathematics. Dominic Andrew Frederick Hode. Bofello Cabesili. Henry O'Leary. Scott Dickinson. Joseph Lewis Foster. Orestes Papadopoulos. Rowan Thakra. Josh Aluwalia. Callum James Anderson. Harrison Bennett. Caleb Aaron Bourne. Jessica Charlotte Collingwood. Matthew Coyle. Lenny Mark Greenfield. Victoria Izzard. Alexander Nathan Jackson. Delise Mambi Lambu. Claire Mould. Samuel Robert Partridge. Susanna Painter. Charles Edward Lewis Phillips. James Martin Rich. Meher Singh. James Mark Thorne. Luke Daniel Winter. Chancellor, I present to you the following Masters of Science. Thank you. Philip Leonard Allen. Emmanuel Aria. Chuk Yu Garrett Mock. Miriam Sophie Seitz. Akash Arora. Melody Claire August. Shubham Banwal. Chingman Chan. Jyoti Chauhan. Jonathan Daniel. Venkata Siva Sankar Brahma Duvada. Sanyam Garg. Ankit Mishra. David Oluwatamil, sorry. No, come back. I've been practicing and I've got it wrong. I'll do the first, you do your middle, I'll do the last. Can we do that way? Okay, David Odubote. That was very unprofessional, but I've been practicing it and I knew I was going to get it wrong, so I'm sorry. Bonia baby pulan. Yash Amul Shah. Wang Ying Xia. Muli Srinivasan. Mohabed Danial Ashraf Suhail. Shabnam Mustafa Bugatti. Sinan Ustuna. Wenhua Yi. Adriano Lacey. Lee Mary Main. Mason Christopher Hammond. Emma Jane Tarney. Lihua Yu. Shishwan Peng. Bayu Wang. Yan Liu. Thank you. Katarina Tsianu. Chancellor, I present to you the following Doctors of Philosophy. For a thesis entitled Economic Evaluation of Interventions for Dengue Fever and Dengue Hemorrhagic Fever in Resource-Poor Settings, using the example of Thailand, Gert Nira. For a thesis entitled Design of Experiments for Models Involving Profile Factors, Demianos Michaelidis. For a thesis entitled Homotopy Theory of Polyhedral Products, George Joshua Harry Simmons. For a thesis entitled Second Order Gravitational Self-Force in a Highly Regular Gauge, Samuel David Upton.
So it's great to see so many students here, particularly at 9 o'clock in the morning. On behalf of the School of Mathematical Sciences, I want to start by offering you all the warmest of congratulations. All of you here today have achieved remarkable things while you've been with us at Southampton, despite the many obstacles you faced over the past few years. Perhaps you started out on a research journey, perhaps you uncovered new passions, or ventured out into the world on placements or a year abroad. Perhaps you're most proud of the relationships you built and the memories you made with friends. Perhaps something has ignited within you that fuels your desire to study further. Being here today is likely to be your most meaningful milestone of all. Graduation is always a momentous occasion, but since many of you have endured so much uncertainty during your time with us, today feels even more significant. You've not had an easy journey at all, and yet here you are, you've made it. All of us are very proud of you, not just because of your academic achievements, but also because of your resilience, your determination, and your perseverance. Please take a minute to savor this moment and really enjoy the ceremony. So mathematics is the most abstract of sciences, but it's really fundamental to our understanding of the world. A few years ago, Lord Stern wrote, "We live in the era of mathematics. Its influence permeates economic and social activity. Its influence and impact are profound. There can be fewer, more productive, more creative, and more exciting investments than investing in mathematics." Stern was referring primarily to the investment of resources, but the same conclusion can be made about you, about the investment you've made in studying mathematics. Our graduates branch out into many different directions, embracing both abstract parts of the discipline and its breadth of applications. We hope that you will all draw directly on the experiences and knowledge that you've gained during your time here. Southampton math students continue to set the bar very high indeed. During her studies, Elika McGregor founded the company Little Friday, and she successfully completed the Future Worlds Founders Programme. A number of our graduates here today have been participating with us in our Levelling Up work with the London Mathematical Society, supporting and mentoring sixth form students to succeed in their study of mathematics. You've also explored a wide variety of mathematics in your dissertations. Project themes this year have ranged from using statistical learning to predict which young footballer will become the next Ronaldo, to the use of logistic regression for breast cancer diagnostics. From exploration of the abstract Weil conjectures through to the mathematics underlying superconductivity. And if you've ever wondered what is the best film of all time, you may be interested to know that agglomerative hierarchical regression analysis of IMDb picks out Gladiator and Interstellar. We hope that you will all retain fond memories of time spent in the Mathematics Student Centre, from studying and learning to careers and social events. When we opened this centre in 2014, we would never have guessed just how many films there are with at least a tenuous connection to mathematics for film nights, and nor indeed would we know just how much pizza mathematics students can eat on such occasions. As you join our university's alumni community, you must remember you'll always be a member of the mathematical sciences family too. We hope you'll stay in touch as you set off on your next stage of your life's journey, and you'll come back to visit us when the opportunity presents. We're excited to see what lies ahead of you, the difference you'll make to the world and the lives of those who surround you. Congratulations to you all.
This one's straight. Now that you've had your moment on stage, there's much to do, many people to thank and glasses to raise, and so I will keep this part of the ceremony as brief as possible. While this is very much your day, I think we should also take a quick minute to thank the people who were there for you along your way, your family, your friends, your support networks, and your tutors, some of whom may be here today. So when you leave your seats, please share your gratitude with them. Let me add to this by saying thank you, graduates. Thank you for your hard work, your dedication, and your bright, bright minds. Thank you for all you're going to do in the future. You're now part of an extensive alumni community. There are, in fact, over 280,000 of you spanning 185 countries with overseas territories. It seems that when we tell you to take over the world upon graduation, you really do take it literally. You're joining people who are actively working against the climate crisis, fighting for social justice, and helping to save lives. You are joining journalists, presenters, entrepreneurs, mathematicians, most important, and artists. You are joining countless, I can say that because I'm one. You're joining countless Southampton graduates who are making a difference in ways every single day. Your alumni community is invaluable, and so I ask that you use this place within as much as you can. Learn from others, forge connections, and keep in touch. I'd urge you to consider giving back too. Becoming a mentor, for example, is a wonderful way of ensuring that another Southampton student can benefit from your experience. Most importantly, the alumni community is there to support you. You are never alone in your endeavors. Finally, I'd like to ask you all to offer a final round of applause to recognize your achievements. Please make some noise. Bravo! Thank you. I now formally declare this ceremony closed.